I think when you disconnect from your identity, your origins, who you are, you're always going to be lost. You're going to walk around this planet feeling lost, going, who am I? Who do I belong to? That was our story, we kind of just, exiled here into Australia. And, my dad just had to work hard and just do that. Single man looking after 4 children on his own. So something I don't take for granted is just how he brought us all here and the sacrifices he's had to make. But I was never satisfied with being here. I was like always looking for something. I'm like, we don't belong here. We come from somewhere. Where's my people? I need to find them. In our earlier stages, the main focus was just to assimilate, get these kids here, get them learning, get their education. And that was it. So our language went out the window because there was no one for us to speak to. No story, no connection, nothing. So growing up, it was not talked about. We just knew it was a topic of no discussion. I used to miss my mum a lot as well. I was growing up, just having to kind of raise myself a lot of the time, being the only girl in my family, trying to find your femininity. And, it was always in my heart to try and find my mum. I can't tell you how many times growing up here, I hear people just trashing their parents and my mom's a bitch and my dad's a this. It's like, I go to my grandma's house. Are you serious? Like, lucky you that you got to do that because I don't know what that feels like, And I just want to know what that feels like. So on Saturdays, my father, he'd take me in to work with him and I'd just be sitting in his office and could hear his really loud voice teaching people. And I think when you're young, when you're growing up, you always mimic what's happening around you. So I'd pretend to be teaching people. I wanted to be smart. I wanted to be academic. I wanted to go to uni. I wanted to learn, be on top of my classes and all this stuff. But my life at home and my life at school was just not blending in a private school, in a Catholic school, and you don't come from that background there because somebody's, supporting you to be there. It's very different. I didn't have that being invested in, so I didn't know how to invest in myself. I was always kind of getting in trouble or just kind of getting picked on, no attention. So I think by the time I got to my second school, it was a bit of like one of those high schools where they've given up on it and, all the bad kids come from that school anyway, so who kind of cares? So I just let it go. And so I was, always going, I'm not going to go to uni, I'm not going to study, I'm not going to do this, even though I wanted to. Because but you want this. So, you got to find a way to get it. And I think I found it in a different way. School was school. You go there, you learn. But when I'm at home, it's like hip hop history in my house. Like my brothers were full hip hop heads. Like I couldn't escape it. Tupac was always on, all the underground hip hop, Source magazines, just watching Wild Style. It's a breakdancing movie. They doing the maddest moves, it was like all the b-boys like Crazy Legs and all the original first b-boy crews, the beats, MC and the rhyming. It's freestyling, it's rapping, it's art, excitement. It was just like this passion. I want to do that. I want to be like them. And that was our connection to being black, to being African, was seeing these black African people in America. This one song just hit me. Lauryn Hill's Zion. So I got a book out and penned that whole verse because I just needed to know it. Unsure of what the balance held, I touched my belly overwhelmed by what I had been chosen to perform. Girls, you better watch out. Some guys are only about that thing, like she was getting us ready not to be taken advantage of. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about life. It made me want to learn. It made me want to get into education and switch it up and let it matter. I listened to those songs and go, yeah, I'm not going to, be used like you're just a chick and you're here just to look good. Those are the songs that helped raise me. That was one of those connecting with my mum moments. We had to have these reading groups in high school where everyone has to sit in a room and read a book. And at the time, I wasn't really interested in reading. So then the next day, I bought a book in and stuck my lyrics book in it. So technically, I was reading. I was just reading what I was writing. I was quite proud of what I had come up with. And I think that's how I started to connect. Oh, this is how I'm going to start learning. I'd written this really mad rap and I really wanted to record it. And going to the studio or anything was completely foreign. You had to even get to a studio. What's a studio? My brain connected something one day because we had this answering machine. And so I took the instrumental and, either freestyle it or write with it and then recorded it onto the tape. And then I played it back and I was like, oh, this actually sounds good. So my homegirls, they'd come over and I showed them. I was like, yo, check out what I've done. They're like, how the hell did you do that? And my lounge room became the studio. That's what we'd do when we hung out. I started to practice, failed a few times, try again. You have to tell you when it's shit, otherwise you'll never improve. There used to be this youth center and I got asked to perform. Getting up that day, I was really nervous, going, it's gonna be the first performance, no confidence, there was no expression. I keep a lot of things inside, a lot of things that, I wanna say or feel, it stays inside. You have a problem, you wanna talk about it, I'm not talking about it. And then I got on the stage and went for it. Gave full energy, just feeling really free. I was looking at the audience, they were just going off and felt really powerful. Yeah. That was the day I got confidence. My mum, she guides me, when I'm maybe not going down a good road, she kind of rescues me or brings people into my life. That one teacher that, felt for me and, knew my story and how I got here and wanted to invest in me, got me into counselling. Put me in these support groups, somewhere to go to every week, someone to talk to. That for me was like a safe space. It was really nice to be acknowledged in that way and for her to go, here, get some extra support here. She's definitely brought a lot of mother figures into my life. Good people with hearts out there, just, coming into your life and supporting you. And also other aunties as well. Sponsored my high schooling. First did my hair when we were quite young. My first best friend, her mum took me in and treated me like I was her daughter. As the years were going on, my father got involved in the African community quite a lot. And so one time my dad said, come and learn African dance. That's where any kind of connection to the African continent started for me. So even if it's not your immediate family relatives, just finding some kind of family in an organization or a group or community, anything, I think, any kind of family that you find, it's settling. Barkly Regional Arts is located on Warramungu country in the Northern Territory. It's about 6 hours drive from Alice Springs. It's like, in another place. It looks very different. My DJ K-Note, he'd gone up there and I think he'd seen that the young girls weren't getting involved in the hip hop workshops that they were doing. So he kind of linked me in. And I woke up feeling like something had visited me and gave me like confirmation, like, thank you, you're here now. I'm a spiritual, I think that was ancestral, that was spiritual. Seeing these girls being able to express themselves and creating together, it shows me what it did for me. Facilitating and doing workshops and writing and songwriting and lyrics. This is not always about being famous, but what does it do for someone individually? And it made me see how much the children there really understand the politics of what's going on. They are not ignorant to it at all. They're very well aware of what colonialism has done to their place. These women that were painting, I couldn't stop staring at them because they just looked like my people. They didn't speak English. When I was watching how they, do ceremonies, how they do birth, I felt really at home. Like I felt we can relate. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I've been in Australia this whole time and I didn't actually connect how much of a black country this is. I wasn't really identifying with myself. I was just identifying with who I think other people want me to be. The society has an idea of what black is, not what is African, not what is Uganda, not what is me, but it's like they want to see the American, that's what they want to see and they expect you to be like that and then expect you to have stories like that and you just don't. Probably a month later, I went to Uganda for the first time after being here. I need to find my people. And I remember landing there going, oh my gosh, what have I done? Like, what if these people are not even my family? What if they've conned me into it? It's not like my dad spoke to them and said, oh yeah, daughter's coming. But I just had to trust because it was something that was always in my heart. When I first arrived in my village, it was out of this world. It was really like a out-of-body experience. The smell of cassava or corn being cooked on the road. People grow Arabica coffee. I'm a big coffee drinker. So I was like, sweet. People just, walking around, being really good to each other, helping each other. People who look like me, people who are actually related to me, people who could tell me stories about myself when I was born. Uganda has a massive, proper hip-hop scene. B-boys, B-girls, MCing, graffiti. Gave me the confirmation. I was like, cool, I can keep doing this because this is where I'm born and everybody here's doing it. I remember having that realization. Africa's not a poor country. This place is amazing. Food just grows everywhere. Everybody has chickens. Everyone here owns their house and everything that's under it. No government's coming here to drill or take anything from under here. This place is paradise. This is where it's at. How could we be lied to? Meeting my grandmother for the first time was the most emotional day of my life. Because imagine being a little girl in Australia, growing up as you grow up with all your friends and your besties and everyone, and you're always going, where's my mum? First time I had to walk for 45 minutes up this hill in gumboots with my dress because I want to dress nice. You're not making it up this in your sneakers. And then you get to this place and you meet your grandmother. And then she takes you to the grave of your mother. Rest in peace to my beloved mother, Alice Nabusai, who is no longer with us here physically on the earth, but she's always with me every day, everywhere I go, and I feel her presence and her spirit around me. That was my closure. I needed that closure. I couldn't go on. I actually couldn't go on with my life. I needed to do that to get to the next phase of whatever it was going to be. We're all here to learn in some way, shape or form. But everyone else has their own learning styles. I've learned it through hip hop music, I've learned it through community, just through life experiences. That's why I'm passionate about a space like Red Rattler, because community is very much the basis of it. A space for people to gather and be somewhere safe, to be in a space where, this vulnerability of our stories and our struggles and our love and our wants and our needs and everything that we just are passionate about, whatever countries or lands we're from, we want better for the community, to thrive, to not suffer, to not struggle. There's stuff happening in this country that, we need to understand, we need to know, we need to be a part of it. We need to help, we need to support it, we need to shape it, we need to just be in it. My name is Kween G, Kibone. I'm coming to you from Gadigal lands. I'm born in Mbale in Uganda. I come from the Bugishu people. I'm a hip hop artist, I'm an MC, I'm a poet, Afro-Australian icon, cultural leader. I love culture, I love art, justice, and I love community. Hey, look, we found ourselves. We're still here and we're still doing what we said that we're gonna do.